money on a luxury beauty product is frustrating because you go home and you realize you've spent, I don't know, $30, $40 on something and it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't hurt any less when you buy a drugstore makeup product, because if it's no good, $10 is $10 and it's still a waste of money. So today I'm going to share with you some of my drugstore finds that are just not worth your money. And then I'll share with you what I would buy instead, also in the drugstore price point, because the drugstore makeup category has come a long way in the last 4 to 5 years. Quality has really improved, and with the help of AI and building formulas, I think we're going to continue to see that be the case. However, there are some products that, yeah, even for good drugstore brands, these are ones I would leave behind. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 56 now. I just turned 56 a couple weeks ago. So think of me as your midlife beauty bestie, where we get together and talk about makeup products, makeup reviews, tutorials, what's working, what isn't, and how we are evolving our makeup look to the ever-changing landscape that is our mature skin and our mature face. Because I don't know about you guys, but I can wake up just from one day to the next and find a new, not necessarily wrinkles, I think discovering new wrinkles has been happening for years, but new crevices maybe, or texture sitting with my makeup that I didn't notice before, or just full-on hollowness that just feels like it wasn't there before. But the aging process is a blessing, so we're gonna do it gracefully, but we're gonna do it saving money. Even if it's $10 at a pop, it's $10 at a pop. So let's start with, gosh, I've got everything from blush to setting spray to concealers to eyeshadows to glow, highlighter, and mascara. So let's start with the mascara first. I talked about this Extensionist by L'Oreal. I tried it for the first time a couple weeks ago in a video. It is a trending product. It is all over social media. I'm not really on TikTok. I find TikTok to be just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. But I do sometimes get stuff that flows from TikTok over to Instagram. And this is a trending product. I don't like trending products for more mature skin because they are trending because they look good on 20-year-old skin, maybe 30-year-old skin, not 50-year-old skin and above. So I got sucked in. This is a very good mascara in terms of lengthening and giving volume. It's a very dramatic look to the lashes, not over the top dramatic, but just a really pretty, beautiful long lash. But you guys, the thing about this that I say is no good for mature eyes is this is really difficult to get off. Now, I wash my face with coconut oil, so almost everything just dissolves very flawlessly and you can wipe it off with a warm washcloth. I had to get out a cleanser and rub pretty aggressively with my fingers to get this off. Now, for those of us with more mature skin, brittle lashes is a real thing. And lashes falling out is also a very real thing. So I need every lash that I have. And therefore, this is not a good mascara for more mature skin because, yeah, aggressive rubbing can reduce the number of healthy lashes that you currently have. But we do like mascara, right? So what is a drugstore go-to that I would feel very confident in suggesting you can buy? That would be the Lash Princess by Essence. This is an OG, it's a holy grail, it's a go-to, it's all the key buzzwords that you would want in a mascara, and it is mature skin friendly. When you look for this Essence Lash Princess mascara online, you'll notice this is the green one. It comes in several different colors. There's a light blue. Just look at all the different colors. The formulas are very similar. The ability to rinse them off, very similar. The lack of transfer or smudging, very similar. They all wear very nicely and they do what they say they're gonna do, and they rinse off very nicely and easily as well. There's a waterproof one. This one is the False Lash Effect. That's why I like it. I just like a fluttery lash. But if you like just a more normal lash with a little bit of an uptick, then there's a formula for you as well. So Essence Lash Princess. The other thing I like about this one, you guys, is this on the back is kind of like it's like a little bit of a rubber. So it feels beveled a little bit. So for those of us that are a little older, it has some grip to it. You know what I mean? Not that I drop my mascara wand every day, but when we're in a hurry and we just grab it, it's kind of like those socks that when you're in the hospital, they put on your feet that have the little rubber grippies. You know what I'm talking about? So that when you get up and go to the restroom, you don't fall and sue them because you fell. Same thing. It just makes it nice to handle, and I like it for a lot of those reasons. All right, so that's mascara. save your money on the L'Oreal Lash Extensionist. All right, so now let's go to blush. I'm a huge fan of the Ulta Beauty Complexion Crush Foundation. You guys know this, that is not a secret. So I wanted to explore more of the Ulta Beauty line. So I picked up the Cloud Blush. Now, when I first used this, I thought, well, it's okay. It comes in a larger doe foot applicator. It is pigmented, but I find that it looks matte over time. And by over time, I mean just like an hour or so. It applies like a cream and then you can blend it out like a powder. But I find, again, that it just looks matte. And in addition to that, it has a disappearing element to it. So it'd be a great magician trick. You can put it on in a magic hat and then a few hours later it's gone. So if you like that, then this might be a good blush for you. I personally like to apply my blush in the morning and have my blush last all day long. That was not the case with this. So for a few reasons, I don't like it. I don't like that it looks kind of matte. I don't like that it disappears. And I just felt like it rubbed away to just be like a chalky looking powder. Some cream to powder formulas are really, really nice. This one is a cream to powder that just didn't fit the bill at all. So a drugstore blush that I would recommend for more mature skin is the Morphe Hot Shots. I've talked about this one a lot. I should mention that none of these products were sent to me. This is not a sponsored video. This is trial and error on this old face. This Hot Shots works really well. It is very pigmented, you guys. I have it in color That Girl. You need the smallest dot. And by small, I mean that small, like the littlest amount. And then you can either pick this up with a brush, which is probably the safest way to do it, work it into your brush, and then apply it on your cheeks. I have some on my cheeks so you can kind of see how that looks. It's a really pretty soft color. It's very pigmented, but when you work it into your brush first and then put it on, let me just do that again so you guys can see. I wanted to come on camera with my makeup fully on today. I don't usually get to do that. I usually come on with no makeup and work through a tutorial or show products. And I thought, you know, I just want to be having my makeup on and look presentable today, so I hope you guys are fine with that. You've seen me without makeup plenty of times. I'm just working that product into a brush and then dab it on, and you can just softly diffuse that shade, and it gives you a flush of color versus a blush of color, which is that stripe, which we've seen. I'm sure I have pictures of my mom, definitely my grandmother, that used to wear blush in almost a solid color, and that's just not the look anymore. It's not as flattering, I think, because there are other options. So there you go, really pretty. Work into the back of your hand. This is the Nikki LaRose N20, if you're just wondering what brush this is. I like it because it's dual fiber, very light and fluffy. You can buy these in singles now at BK Beauty. It used to only be in the volume 2. It is a more expensive kit, but you can buy the singles, and I think these are somewhat $30. This is a drugstore video, so we're gonna not focus on the brushes, but sometimes you guys ask. So that was the brush. All right, let's talk about pencil eyeshadows. I like pencil eyeshadows. I like the Jane Iredale one. I like Bobbi Brown has some good ones. This one by Maybelline, the Tattoo Color. If you guys have seen these and been intrigued by them, I would understand why. The idea of being able to put on your eyeshadow and leave it on and have it last all day, almost like a tattoo, is very, well, enticing. What I found with these is they dry down and look a little bit cracked. That's the best way I can say it. Very nice pigment. You don't need, I scribbled that on to show you the color. You don't need a lot of it. It does have a nice pigment to it, but it starts to look cracked over your skin. To salvage this product, I put a little bit of moisturizer on my eyelids and then let it set for about 5 minutes and then just used a tissue to pick up any of the remnants from that moisturizer, thinking that if I had a barrier between that product and my skin, which is dry, then I might get a little bit more out of it. But what I found with doing that application technique is that it slipped. You know when you put on too much moisturizer and your foundation just kind of slips and starts to smudge? That's what I found with this. So Maybelline, oh, it's Color Tattoo. Sorry, I think I said Maybelline Tattoo Color. It is Maybelline Color Tattoo. I would skip this one, and the ones that you want to go for sure, you guys, without even question, is the Jumbo by NYX. I have this in so many colors, and I absolutely love them. They're very easy to use. They're very pigmented. They last all day. I like to use, is this yogurt? I think this is yogurt. This is one of my favorites. This one's actually frosting. And this one is yogurt. I use frosting quite a bit for highlighter. Yeah, so this one's frosting. I like to use this as a highlighter in the inner corner of my eye. And I go a little bit under my brow. And then sometimes I'll just go right along for a little bit of a highlighter on my cheek. And for a little extra glam, you can go right above your lip to make your lip appear a little larger. So a lot of reasons to use this specific one. This again is frosting, but this comes in browns, it comes in more shimmer shades, it comes in matte shades, a very wide variety, so you can build your kit, if you will, with some of your favorite colors. Here's a color that I'm not even sure why I bought it. I can't read what, very small print. Eggplant. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used this one, but not because of the formula, but because of that color. I don't know what, if you guys remember me doing a tutorial on this, let me know. It's pretty. I just don't usually wear that deep of a purple, but I might have been doing a specific summer look or something. But anyway, that's Eggplant, which is what I love about the price point of these and the quality. You guys, I would pay $25 a piece for these. They are that good, but you don't have to because it's NYX. All right, while we're talking about highlighter, a product for more mature skin at the drugstore that you should completely skip. And I wanted this to work because it's NYX, and despite what I just said about how great it is, this is their powder butter melt highlighter. And upon first review, that looks really pretty. However, it is so, I'm not even gonna put this on my cheek because I don't wanna ruin my makeup look for the day. It is so powdery, and you can just see how highlighted that is. You put that on any texture at all, large pores, any areas where you would normally put your highlighter, and this is going to look not good at all. I used it the first day and I'm like, ooh, that is very highlighted. So I dabbed it off, got a brush and really dulled it down a little bit, or used a lot less, worked some of it out. And it was pretty, but as I got closer to it, it's too much of a powder. It's too much of a glow and a powder for more mature skin. It just looked awful, absolutely awful. So if you're 20, you might really love this. I just found it to look, is clown the right word? Clownish might be the right word for how this looked. But I do have an option, and a much better option. If you like a highlighted glow, and who doesn't in the summertime, then Woa Glow by e.l.f. is a much better option. Not only does it give you highlight, but it is an SPF. A pro tip when it comes to more mature skin makeup, and this is whether you use a light makeup application, a barely there makeup application, or somewhere more like a soft glam like I like, or a full glam. Any of those styles work best on mature skin if you wear a little bit more of a soft matte, not Rare Beauty foundation matte, but more of a soft matte where you have a little bit of a glow or a natural look to the skin, natural glow to the skin, and then only highlight in key areas. And those being the high points of your cheekbone, maybe a dot or two on the high point of your forehead, and then you can always go to the inner corner of your eye. But if you wear an all over glow like this, it can look a little bit misplaced, and glow attracts light. So if you've got uneven curves in your face, loss of collagen, then you're going to highlight those with brightness and shadow with something that's an all over glow. So if you've noticed lately that you don't really love the way your makeup looks, then look at the finish of your foundation, and if it is a high shine or a radiant finish or a glow finish, you might want to drop down to a less glowy finish to your foundation, something that says soft matte. Don't go all the way matte because we're already a little more dull in our skin as we've gotten older. So you don't want to put total matte foundation on top of dull skin, but look for a soft matte and then add your glow where you want it. I like this one better than that NYX powder one because, well, it is a cream versus a powder. And whenever you can put on a cream or liquid product instead of powder on our more mature skin, you're winning, you're ahead of the game. So I love this again because it has a light, soft glow. You can see that on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna put a little bit of it on my finger and then lightly go on the high point of my cheek. What's so natural looking about this is it doesn't look as though you have on highlighter. You've probably seen those women where they do their highlighter quickly one day. I am very guilty of this. and then I'm out at the store and the lighting is somewhat different, or there's a light right on it and all you see is exactly where I put that highlighter. That won't happen with a product that is more translucent than this. It's softer, it blends and melts into the skin, so you won't see that hard streak. It's just a very soft, natural, oh, she's got a little glow to her skin, but not all over. Just where you want to catch a little bit of light and emphasize a stronger cheekbone to give a little bit of a natural lift. All right, let's talk about a setting spray now that you can just save your money. You do not need this one, but I will give you an option. Save your money on the Stay All Night by e.l.f. This is their special blue light micro setting mist. And I bought this because I thought, oh, well, I'm in front of my computer most of the day, as many of us are at work. And if this helps save my skin from the blue light, then I want to do that. I didn't find any clinical studies that said that this works. Also, I just thought for more mature skin, I don't ever reach for this. I want something that has a little bit of hydration in it because I need to add layers of hydration to get my makeup to look beautiful and dewy and fresh all day long. And if I'm retouching with a setting spray halfway through my day, which I'm not opposed to doing, sometimes I will, this is not the one that I want to do that with. I prefer the e.l.f. setting spray. This is the Power Grip setting spray. Now, typically you would shake this. I'm not going to shake it because I want to show you guys that it has an oil and a water content. You will shake the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray before you use it. But this is a hydrating setting spray that goes on nicely for your skin, adds a layer of hydration. So if you are more mature like I am and your skin tends to dry out throughout the day, this is not only a good way to lock your skin, your makeup with some hydration at the beginning of your day, but it's small enough you can stick one in your purse, leave one at your desk at work, and spritz throughout the day and just bring all the colors back to life to carry you through the second half of your day. So save your money at the drugstore on this and pick up this one instead. All right, I saved the best for last because there's a little caveat with this one. I did a Friday face-off probably been almost a month ago now, because one of the questions I get more than anything is concealer at the drugstore for mature skin. When we can solve that mystery, then we know we've got a winner. Okay, and for the longest time I was saying the e.l.f. Camo Concealer or the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer. The concealer that looks like this from e.l.f. that has a black lid, I'll put a picture right here so you can see, that is the Camo Concealer. That is no-go X for women over 50. It is a full coverage concealer and it is 16-hour wear. It is very drying. It's like adding spackle. We don't need that. This is the sister of that. It's the Hydra Camo Concealer. And it works okay, but we don't want okay. Even if this was $2, I don't want okay. I want better than okay. So I did a Friday face-off using the Essence Silky Blur, and this has completely replaced this one for a medium coverage, not too thick, but pigmented enough to give you what you want in terms of a concealer. Now I'm gonna do a tutorial on this next week, you guys, because how we use concealer is quickly evolving as trends for more mature skin and what's working is coming out. And I've been applying my concealer in a very different way lately, and I really like it. So I'm gonna do a whole tutorial about that. I think if you are looking for a medium coverage concealer that you can sheer down by mixing this with a little bit of your favorite serum, your favorite eye serum, your favorite under eye cream, this will sheer out if you are someone that likes a sheer coverage. You don't have to use this just out of the bottle as it is. You can, for days where you need a little more coverage, use it right out of the bottle. For days that you need a lighter coverage, just mix this, like I said, on the back of your hand with a little bit of eye cream and use it and you are good to go. This is a very nice concealer. Now, I'm giving you guys a bunch of sneak peeks today, so you're gonna be glad you are watching this video. You know what's coming. This has been my go-to drugstore concealer. In fact, all of these products I would hold up against my more luxury products in each of these categories. So I don't want you guys to think that, okay, these are good drugstore, but are they your favorite? Because many of them you've seen me use multiple times. You know they are. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You just have to spend your money on the right products at the drugstore. And if you've been to the drugstore lately, and if you looked at drugstore products online, it's overwhelming. There's so many and they're constantly pushing out new product, new product, new product. Don't get caught up in all that. Stick with these and I think you're gonna be happy. So another sneak peek for you guys. e.l.f. just came out with this Soft Glam Satin Concealer. You've probably seen this at the store. So now looking for concealer at the drugstore, it's even more confusing. So in a upcoming Friday face-off, and this is still in the box, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I am going to have the Essence Silky Blur go up against this new e.l.f. I am curious about this because for the longest time, the Hydro Camo Concealer was my favorite concealer until Essence knocked it off, and now it's this one. So we'll see how those go. If you guys have tried this, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it and what your skin type is under your eyes, and if you like medium coverage, full coverage, soft sheer coverage. This is a creamy, lightweight feel. And e.l.f. is cruelty-free, so I know many of you look for that in your products. All right, you guys, that covers my don't buy these at the drugstore, save your money and buy these instead video for the day. I hope you put some money back in your pocket and you're able to reroute it to products that are gonna work much better for you on your mature skin. Let's switch gears real quick and talk about fashion. I'm not a fashion expert, but I did just have a live stream with a fashion, I call her an influencer. She's a friend of mine. She has fantastic fashion ideas for women over 50 without breaking the bank, but using what you have, mixing and matching. I'm gonna link that live stream right here. It is with a lady named Party Till Dawn. You can follow her here on YouTube. She's trying to grow her YouTube channel, so if you guys do like her videos, be sure to subscribe so we can help her grow as well. It is women supporting women, especially those of us over 50 over here. There's just less of us, so the more we can support each other, I say, hey, go for it. The other thing in fashion I wanted to point out, I bought this shirt on Amazon recently, and I wanted to highlight it because I don't know if you guys are like me and looking for just a simple top. I don't need padded shoulders. Yes, it's a thing, but it's not my thing. And I wanted something that looks light for summer, but I'm typically a little on the cold side as I've gotten older. And I don't like a bunch of sleeveless. I do like to cover some of my flabby arms. So I like this length of a shirt, and it fits way below the belly button, so I'm not constantly trying to pull it down so stuff isn't hanging out. I loved the fit. I ordered it in medium. I liked it so much, you guys, I bought it in blue too. I think that'll be a pretty color. I'll link these down below, but again, I have it in medium. It's by this brand, not sponsored. I just thought when I find a good find, I like to share it with you guys. I originally bought this shirt because when I do stuff on TV, the producers are always, one of the things that, and you'll see this when you watch TV and newscasting, they like solid, so not a lot of print, no stripes, no stars, no flowers, nothing. Solid colors and bright so that it jumps off the screen, no white, no black. And that's not always easy to find. So when I saw this sweater, I'm like, oh, that'll be perfect. But I keep wearing it for a lot of different things. So I wanted to just highlight that in case you're on the market for, I think they were under $20, but don't quote me on that. Again, I'll link them down below if you're looking to pick up just a couple blouses that just look like you're put together, but you didn't have to break the bank to do it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to support the channel grow, hit that membership where it is 99 cents a month or $12 for the full year to help the channel grow, and it keeps me from taking more sponsored posts because, yeah, I want to be able to keep it really authentic and give you guys the best of what's out there. All right, I will see you guys in just a couple days. Be sure to check out that live stream with Dawn that I highlighted earlier in the video, and I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.